Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Money Matters. I'm George Chamberlin. Coming up on today's show, we're going to be talking about taxes, real estate, and pizza. This should be a real good one. Hey, let's start with real estate. Always a popular conversation. Imagine owning beachfront property along the California coast at a fraction of the going price for homes in La Jolla and Del Mar. The only difference is these homes are in Baja, California. What are the things that you need to know before considering a move south of the border? My first guests are experts on this subject. Larry French heads up the Baja Real Estate Group and actually lives in Baja. And Brian Flock also specializes in real estate matters through his company, Flock Dream Homes. Guys, thanks for being with me today.
Great to be here.
Looking forward to this conversation. You know what I thought we'd do on this is maybe get to some of the myths and realities of living in Baja, California. So Larry, let's talk a little bit about a couple of things. Ownership, let's deal with that real quick. People have often been told you can't own, Americans from the United States cannot own property in Mexico. What's the truth?
Yeah, George, you know, actually the truth is that anyone can own property fee simple in Mexico, anywhere, except for in an area known as the protected zone. In that area, it's 50 kilometers from a border, or 50 kilometers from the coast, or 100 kilometers from a border, which pretty much encompasses all of Baja.
Sure.
There's special requirements for ownership. The most ideal way to hold your property in that area is through a vehicle that's very similar to what many of us hold our properties in the States.
Okay.
It's very much like a family trust. It's called a fideicomiso. It's good for 50 years. It's renewable in perpetuity. Mm-hmm. And you know, it provides all of the same protections. The lack of issues with probate, and actually in many ways protects your property as an asset much better than the vehicles in the U.S. do. And the only difference is it has to be administered by one of the certified banks in Mexico.
Okay, so it's not as difficult as many people lead you to believe.
No, it's not.
No,
All right.
no, it's just an annual fee and that's it.
Brian, let's talk a little bit about the concerns that a lot of people bring up whenever they talk about Mexico, and that might be the safety issues. Again, both of you guys spend a lot of time down there, live down there. What about safety?
Yeah, I've traveled down with friends who, at first, when they go through the areas and they see some of the images that have appeared in the press lately of armed men with masks who are frankly masked to protect themselves, and the image can be very startling.
Sure.
You know, but it's a common image in other countries, but not for us here in the U.S. So what's unique is like just this past weekend I went down with my girlfriend, and she had originally found this a little startling.
Uh-huh.
But the thing was, for the first time I got stopped at a normal military checkpoint. These are the good guys. And they look threatening at first because they're military.
They're military, sure.
But then all of a sudden the guy in a very nice voice says, sir, may we please inspect your vehicle? Because they're looking to stop the crime.
Yeah.
And so we got out of the vehicle and she was commenting to me what a beautiful day it was. And the guy said, yeah, it really is a great day. And you know, while he's checking the car, and all of a sudden she realized that he was smiling under his mask. That was to protect him. So it's like it kind of put it in perspective. You know, they're
nice.
there doing a job.
That's nice.
Yeah, and I can tell you that as a person who lives there full time with my family, crime is not part of our life. You know, we drive up and down the coast. My daughter goes to school in the area.
Sure.
I drop her off I put her on a bus every morning to go to a beautiful private bilingual academy. And we never see crime, and it's never really part of our life. Obviously, there is crime, just like anywhere. But, you know, it just doesn't come into play in our day-to-day life, much like somebody who lives in LA or San Diego.
Sure. Let's talk about another thing, Larry, real quick. One of the concerns people might have is going back and forth across the border. And we hear every morning about the 60, 90, 120-minute waits to get across the border. How are you able to address that?
Sure. I mean, if you're going to invest in the area, or even if you're just going to visit on any level of frequency, once a year, there's a vehicle that you can use called a Sentry Pass. It's something that you apply to the Department of Homeland Security for. And it's good for 5 years. They do a background check on everybody. They install a small transponder in your car that only has a number in it, so there's no personal information in it. And basically, when you come up to the Border Patrol agent has complete information on who you are. And
how long does it take to cross then?
It basically expedites the process to be
10 minutes for you this morning?
Yeah, 10 minutes this morning, typically never more than 30 minutes.
That's the card.
So it looks like a driver's license almost,
yeah,
something like that.
This eliminates also the need to also carry a passport.
Oh, okay.
It's
Very
actually
good.
a valid international ID for the U.S.
Brian, who's living down there? Who are the Americans from the United States that are going to Mexico?
I'd say every style of person you can imagine is living down there, from people of minimal means who are just trying to make their dollar go further.
Sure.
To very wealthy people, to actors and actresses. You know, this weekend we were at a premiere of a new reality show that was being launched down there by the Baja Blondes.
Baja Blondes.
Oh,
That was
okay,
kinda fun.
we'll watch for that.
Yeah, but it's just everybody. And I think the unique characteristic, Baja is not for everybody. We
Sure.
we make that very clear. There's a common thread that those are all different kinds of people, but they all like a little bit of sense of adventure. And some of them are from La Jolla and Del Mar, but they just need something else. That feeling of freedom.
With the understanding that a lot of the people who are moving down there are probably seniors over 55 or whatever, one of the questions again concerns health care. So talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, for a senior who's approaching or going into retirement, there's no better option than coming down to Mexico and stretching your dollar out. Senior care there is a fraction of what you would pay for down here. You can have a full-time live-in person in your home for a very nominal fee, $150 a week.
Wow.
They'll take care of your shopping, they'll cook for you, they'll do everything for you. They'll be there 6 days a week. And above and beyond that, there's companies like Serena Healthcare who will provide senior care in a very professional manner, 24-hour pagers and the whole 9 yards. So it's a great option from that perspective.
Real quick, Brian, one other comment you might have about convincing people this might be something to consider.
Well, there's the key concept is value and that it fits your lifestyle. You don't have to go down immediately and buy someplace. There are a lot of reputable rentals down there, so you can get a feel for the area. Larry's company does that, and there are in particular a few different developments that just have longevity. They have community. And those are the kind of places for people to experience Baja. You don't go to some place that has no history, no past. So.
Every time I talk to you guys, I say, I'm packing up and going down, so I'm going to have to do that with you and come down and really experience it. Thanks for taking the time to be with us today, guys.
Absolutely.
Continued success. Up next on Money Matters, we're going to turn to taxes and talk with a representative from the IRS. Stay with us.